It's time to readdress the recent videos that I put out regarding controversy inside of Diablo Immortal. Taking a peek over here, you'll notice I put out a video on the response, and I put out a video on unspoken secrets. This was talking about whales, buying, selling accounts, but more importantly, using them, according to one of the communities, to control the right of exile. Hey. She likes to be covered up. So, full transparency and all of that. What I do here on the channel is I talk about the game. I talk about Diablo Immortal, what the community's doing, what's being said, patch notes, updates, and all that stuff. I basically am your one-stop shop for everything Diablo Immortal. You already know that I wouldn't call myself a casual player because I'm definitely not, but I'm not a whale inside the game. I'm not a big spender, but I do play a lot. Now, it seems that I've pissed off everyone in every community about this. I've made the whales upset in some occasions, and I've made low spenders and free-to-play players upset as well. Now, part of the reason I think this happened was, one, I come to these videos with no script. I don't sit here and read, or I don't even have talking points for a bunch of them lately. I kind of just talk from the hip, shoot from the hip, and figure out what I'm going to say. And sometimes using that format, which honestly is the format I prefer. I don't want to be scripted when I'm having a conversation with you, although it's just a camera. I'd rather talk, like a conversation. But sometimes when you talk as a conversation, it's being recorded, things that you say that maybe didn't come out right, or that you didn't mean to be intended the way that they were intended, they stay, they are there. That's not fixed. It's on the internet, right? And, well, first of all, the whale community. I'm in multiple Discord servers with all these people. They are super cool, super dedicated to the game. And, they feel, or actually I shouldn't even put them all together because they're even divided on their feelings on this as well. But their feelings are very different than people that are in the other communities of free-to-play, low spenders, dolphins, call them what you will. But in the recent video, I think that I know that I annoyed the low spending community more than I annoyed the whale community. In that video, I mentioned, and I stated at the end of the video, that I felt that, and I'm going to explain to you why I said this, that I felt that the whale community was more serious or something like that about Diablo Immortal. Let me explain to you why. And this is more, I guess, because of the communities I was inside of on Discord and my personal community in Diablo Immortal. So in these two whale groups that I'm in, they are super active, super min-maxing the game, and just, gung-ho Diablo Immortal. It's all about Diablo Immortal and getting the most that they can out of the game. And on top of that, they're whales. They spend a heck ton of money, right? In my community, it's very casual. The Scrappy Echoes, our clan, it's very casual, to the point where sometimes it's even frustrating how low of a turnout we'll sometimes get for the Rite of Exile and different events inside of the game. So I think that is where that statement came from. Now, following that video that I put out, the response video, I was invited to a new Discord server, which was of people that are not whales. Some of them spend, but not whale status, that were upset with the video that I put out. And I went to this Discord, I was invited to it, and I was slapped in the face with comments that were there about that video and about me in particular before I joined the server. So I joined, I don't know, an hour later, and I read up to see what the discussion was, what people thought about the video, and about the whole discussion topic. Obviously, there was a lot of great stuff in there, but there was some other stuff too that was not nice. But I also, in getting through all the not nice and getting through all of the anger that they had, mostly because I was saying, or they thought I was saying in the video, that they weren't as serious of players, not them in particular, but their community wasn't as serious as players as the whale community. Just long story short, I apologize for what I said because it was not how I intended people to take it. I never would want to hurt anybody or make someone feel bad about how they play a game. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm more casual than most of the players that are in that server in the first place. So I would never want anyone to feel bad based on something I say. And I tried to take a very neutral stance in that entire video and in all those discussions. But long story short, amends were made on both ends, which was actually really nice. And out of that, I made myself a couple of new friends, which is really nice as well. We're now friends in game. We'll play a little bit together and on Discord. So it was a good example of taking something that was really ugly and not a great situation, talking it out, explaining things, and then moving on, and life things like that. So I think the whole argument comes down to here regarding the whole topic, and I keep thinking that it's going to be the last video that I make on the topic, and then I get bombarded with community comments, phone calls, suggestions, ideas, and anger that it provokes another video to come out. I did not intend to make this video, but I figured it would be a decent idea to kind of address it. I'm seeing a divide amongst the community, not the pay to win versus the not pay to win. I'm seeing a divide on people that are okay with and not okay with buying and selling accounts. Now, it's been established it's against terms of service. We know that, right? We've talked about it here and there, and there's no question that buying and selling accounts is against terms of service. Whether it's right or wrong, that's a different story, and everyone's reasoning for buying accounts. But I think that the bigger issue comes into play with what people feel is happening with those bought accounts. If my friend starts playing Diablo tomorrow, and he says, man, I am never going to catch up to you. This catch-up mechanic inside of the game is great, but I'm never going to get to where you are. And I know someone that had an account that they maybe spent $5,000 on that said, oh, we'll sell them my account for $500. Now, obviously, this is not a whale account. Doing that, I don't see an issue. My friend getting an account that has some progress on it, that was a dead account, I don't see an issue. Maybe the developers do. I'm not working for Blizzard, so that's not my decision. That's not really anything that has anything to do with me. But I'm giving you my personal opinion. I don't think it's bad to buy the account if it's dead. Someone can recuperate some of their money that they spent, and you can get yourself an account that you don't have to grind for 6 months to get to where you want to be. The issue lies when people are buying more whale accounts in this case, $50,000 accounts with 6,000, 7,000 resident accounts, taking all of those accounts, putting them into one clan, making that clan nearly unbeatable because of the number of accounts. So let's use, and these numbers are not legit, but let's just use some numbers to demonstrate or give an example. If you bought yourself 10 accounts, they're all 6,000 or 7,000 residents. That's a strong group. That represents 10 people that have spent $50,000 inside of the game. That's $500,000 worth of accounts. And if you distribute them to clanmates, we're not even getting into if you're renting them, if you're making people buy them, or if you're just letting them use them. That doesn't matter right now. If you're just taking them all, putting them into one clan, and having people pilot those accounts, or having people play those accounts, or giving them to someone so it's their new account, that's going to be a very hard clan to beat, especially if the players that are on those accounts know how to play the game and are familiar with the game. So the community, one side of it at least, is thinking that it's not okay to do this because in doing that, it directly affects the right of exile and who's going to be a winner. I mean, most clans don't have $500,000 worth of spend in player accounts on one clan. Even some of the best clans that are really strong, they maybe have 1, 2, or 3 spenders, and the rest of them, are dolphins. They spend lightly or medium spenders, but no, you don't see a lot of people that have spent to the extent that that a $50,000 spend is. One moment. Second coffee of the day, but I just needed a little sip. So I think that is where the true issue lies. That's where people are upset because they want to experience the Rite of Exile inside of the game. And they are having a difficult time with it because it's being controlled, apparently. I don't know for sure, that it's being controlled by people that are taking all the whale accounts, putting them into one clan, and controlling and dictating who does what. Bringing in whatever clans they want to bring in to be immortals with them. That's where the main issue here lies. Do I think it's a big deal to buy and sell accounts? I don't. Do I say you should do it? No, I don't. Because it's against terms of service. And if you do buy or sell an account, then you're breaking terms of service. And you have a chance of your account getting banned. With that being said, yesterday I put out a video about people getting banned, but they were getting banned apparently for controller use, not for buying or selling accounts. Now, another thing worth noting is, are they being banned for controller use, or were they players using controllers, but they were also doing other illegal things inside of the game, and then they're complaining about them being banned, and they're blaming it on their use of controllers? That's another thing too, because when you're banned, oftentimes you're not told why. You are just banned. And then if you're cheating in the game, but you were using a controller, it's much easier to say to the community, oh man, I was banned because I was using the DualShock controller, rather than I was banned because of a reason that was breaking whatever the rules of the games are, terms of service, or even some ethical rules that go on inside of there as well. So I just wanted to come on and say that I apologize for coming off that I felt some players were better than others, or one community is better than another community. With that being said, the community that was upset by me saying that, I was not part of their group prior to the video, so I didn't have insight to how they felt. Honestly, I'm part of the Revenants Discord server. I guess they're mid-spender status too over there. I'm part of 2 whale community servers where you need to be a whale to be in there. And I just joined the new server that I'm not going to share the name just because they were angry at me. But I just joined their server as well, and they are also mid. So as of right now, I'm part of 2 mid servers, 2 whale servers, and of course the Scrappy Echo server and my own personal server. My own personal one being the most casual of all of them. I'm going to actually open up Discord right now and see if any messages are popping off this morning. But that's the thought. I think that's where we're going to end this entire discussion about it. There's always going to be 2 sides to this argument. There's always going to be people that are upset, and there's always going to be people that are not in agreement. And it's okay to not agree as long as we do it in civil fashion, I guess is best. You know what? Thinking about it, I will share the other Discord server that I just joined, because maybe it's a server that you'd want to join in their community. It's actually a lot of great people over there. They are the Warband Collective. So Warband Collective is one of my servers. Revenants. And then the 2 whale servers. I don't know that I should share those names. Scrappy Echoes and the Echo Gaming server. I'm not linking anything, but if you want to find it, you can figure it out your way. Thoughts down below. Hopefully I didn't say anything inside of this video that stung anyone. I don't think that I did. And if I did, I will apologize ahead of time, because I don't want to get anyone upset. But it's time that we start diving back into the game, playing it again, playing it more, and putting out more videos on it. I did just put out a nice Ice Blast Wizard build this week, as well as an Immunity Crusader build, which actually had a lot of controversy with it as well. Here, let me see if I could show you this one. This one right here, the Immunity Crusader build. I was being told by some people, not by all, that build is a very selfish Crusader build, because you're taking away all of the team element of being a Crusader and you're putting it into something that's more of a personal build. So you're not helping your team anymore, and you're more focused on yourself during PvP, which is fine. But the arguments that I was getting were, if you join a match and you're in PvP and you're a Crusader, everyone's stoked they got a Crusader on their team, and then they realize that none of the elements that benefit the team are actually there. It's a cool build though. It was brought to us by YTry. He's out of the Revenants Discord server, and it's a good one. In addition to that, little side note, I think starting next week, I'm going to dive into Dungeon Hunter 6 a little bit. I'm going to put out a couple of videos, grind it a little bit. When I initially played it here on the channel, I played as the Archer class, which I thought was a little bit mid. It wasn't great. I played it on BlueStacks on my other channel because BlueStacks wanted me to share that I was playing it with the community. And actually, if I go over there, let's see. I'm going to go check it out really quick. It actually performed fairly well for that channel. Where are we here? Day 1 Dungeon Hunter 6. 8,000 views. For that channel, that's pretty darn good. And over here on this channel, Download Now only got 3,000 views, but that was me just kind of talking about Dungeon Hunter. And then if I go to live, my live stream for Dungeon Hunter got himself 10,000 views. Now, I know this isn't just about views, guys, because it's not. If I hate the game, I'm not going to play it for views, which is why I still play Diablo Immortal, even though I'm not getting the views, because I do love the game. But it seems that there's interest by the community in Dungeon Hunter 6. I saw a lot of negative things be said, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that are really into it as well that are diehards. So next week, I'm going to dive back into Dungeon Hunter 6 here on the channel. I still will be grinding Diablo Immortal and probably putting out a couple of videos on Diablo Immortal as well. But Dungeon Hunter 6 is something we're going to check out. I'm going to see if I can get a download link because I do have connections with the developer. I'm going to see if I can get a download link for you guys. That way, if you download the game, you get yourself some extra rewards as well for those of you that haven't tried it. More to come on that. I have some conversations to have with the dev team this weekend, and we'll see what we can do. May even throw together a live stream. But as we're in the mid of the month, getting closer to Halloween, there's got to be some type of a Diablo Immortal updates coming soon enough, which I will be covering. And I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.